White people are at the bottom of my totem pole when it comes to homeless money. Yeah. Because when I see white homelessness, it irritates me. Because I'm like, what a waste of good skin.
Nah.
You had every opportunity to make something of yourself, and you're out here.
I disagree.
You really?
I would go to the white people first because they have an opportunity to do something with that money.
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race, but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice when giving black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All right, welcome to the show. I'm Turner Sparks.
Phil Duckett, bitch.
I'm Lee Valentin.
Hey, that's our guest. Usually they don't just pop in on their own.
Yeah,
But
he was like Lee Valentin, and he said it with no emotion. That's how you know we got a real one in the studio
You
today.
know it.
Happy Black History Month,
You
everybody.
already know. You see the shine. Like we had this is our first brother, and I had to get a brother on here for this Black History Month.
Oh,
What
shit,
up?
I'm the first?
Is
he?
Oh, man.
Is
I
he?
appreciate that. Though.
Yeah. Do you know? Have you let any other black people in your house?
What about not feed my boob? He was close.
I'm
Stop
not.
bringing
You know
him
what?
Stop bringing him the
Who-
fuck.
who-
No,
On the show today, we got Lee Valentin. We got your Black and White Advice questions and answers. We got Joe, the Muscle Russell, on the ones and twos.
There he goes.
Behind the
Joey
glass
Russ.
with White Lies and Dark Truths coming up later in the show. But before all that, everybody, Patreon. Our Patreon's blowing up.
Guys, we're doing numbers. I mean, very early on, first month in, 2 months. Well, this is the start of the second month.
Start of the second month. We're more than halfway to our first goal. Once we hit our first goal, which is $250 a month in Patreon subscribers, we're taking Phil to his first punk rock concert,
And put me in the mosh pit.
getting him in a mosh
I
pit,
said, and I'm bringing brass knuckles. I'm going to break
Yeah.
somebody's face.
and he's gonna
Nah,
stage that.
you can't be the only brother with brass knuckles.
How would they know? All them white people swinging and shit. I'm just gonna catch one. I'm gonna let out all this shit I got pent up. You know my baby mama been on.
They normally don't film those, but that night they will be
Oh, we're
filming.
filming it.
We're gonna film it for Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Any
He's gonna-
Patreon subscriber, you get to watch it.
You gonna see me
exclusively.
walk through the crowd like Bernie Mac and head of state, just slapping the shit out of white people.
Oh, I kind of like this rock shit.
You know what I mean?
Mosh pit shit.
Yeah.
We already so a band who's a listener, the whole band listens to our show. Omnigon out of Northern California already wrote in and they were like, "Hey, we're coming to New York." They're from
Oh,
San
that's
Francisco.
fire.
They go, "We're coming to New York in March. We want you and Phil to be there."
Because I was gonna crowd surf for the first time. I've never crowd. That's a bucket list thing for me.
Really?
I've always
To
wanted-
crowd surf?
I think that shit would be fire.
That's
dog.
actually pretty fire.
And come on.
I can't do it. I'm
and
250.
I was afraid.
I can't.
Look, I'm 240. We can do it. But first of all, white people have retard strength when it comes to that kind of shit. Like they can pass.
Yeah.
I've seen people run full
It's
speed.
not
and they
one
just
guy holding you. It's like I've crowd surfed before. It's like 8 people.
No, that would be, they would look forward to that. Like, oh, dude, you I held a black guy at a mosh pit the other day? That would be fire.
This is what I've been telling him.
But
I'm like,
I've
you're
been
gonna be
nervous
fine.
that they're gonna try to like somebody's gonna grab my sack, like stick a finger. Like,
Nah,
that's what scares me.
Not the 90s.
nah. Yeah.
White people play different. Y'all sack tap and shit. Think all that gay shit.
Yeah, but
be
that's
funny.
friends. You talking about
Random
crowd
whites?
surf? Yeah, they're not
Oh,
gonna do
you
that.
think?
They only do that when they get close to you.
When
You got a podcast together. That's when they do it.
Baby, a little goosey on the subway.
I never thought but I do that's why I said crowd surfing. That has been like one thing I've always saw.
Oh,
as a
that's
kid.
fine. Yeah.
I was like, I think that would be like the crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's gonna
dope.
happen.
That's pretty
Anyway,
dope.
we can't do when Omnigon's in town. I'm gonna be on the road, so unfortunately we can't do that show. That was in March. Everyone go check them out. But we're gonna find another show. We'll find another punk rock show
for me to go crowd surfing.
for you to go crowd surf at. If anyone else listens and is in a band and you're coming through town, let us know. We'll make it your show.
That would be fire. And
Yeah.
by the way, I like how Turner was like, "I'll be on the road."
Yeah.
I like that.
He
that.
constantly throws his dates up on this show.
Nah,
Why not?
that's what
That's
you're
the
supposed to
point of
do.
the
That's just
show.
supposed to
Meanwhile,
do.
I'm like, y'all know where I'll be.
Yeah.
Every single night at the New York Comedy Club, I get
Village.
one spot every 3 months at the New York Comedy
Turner,
Club.
you make way more money than me doing comedy, so count your fucking blessings, dog. I'm just out here piecing it together.
Yeah, but you're killing
you're going
it in
to
New York
Utah.
City.
That's true.
I'm going to Utah.
Yeah.
You gotta go where you want
That's
it.
where his demo is,
gotta
right?
go where you
This is his
want
first
it.
time, and he's excited because we had to
That's
like
fire.
edit the last episode because I said something about the Amish. or Mormons?
Mormons.
He said something about I'm going to the dry bar comedy thing.
You're doing dry bar.
Yeah, I'm doing dry
That's
bar.
fire. Congratulations,
thank
kid.
you very
That's
much.
so fire, man.
Thanks, man.
Damn.
So, one last thing before we. Well, I don't know why I'm doing more announcements, but blackandwhiteadvice@gmail.com, blackandwhiteadvicepod@gmail.com. I realize I never on this show give out how to send us in
Where
questions.
did you just go? Because you just skipped it. What happened? You
I
were
don't
just
know. My
talking
brain
and
just
blackandwhiteadvicepod.com. I'm like, did you just have a stroke?
I had it in my notes to say it earlier, and I missed it.
I was
Keep
so
going.
confused. Bro.
You're right.
Like, what
You're
the
right.
fuck?
That was me. I was freaking out.
I didn't know what the fuck just happened. You scared me. I'm like, I didn't even smoke yet. I'm like, I thought I was high. And
You're
I thought
too sober
I thought
for
I
this.
blacked out. You know what it is? I'm joining the club. I'm on dry
Oh
January.
no, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
haven't
that.
drank
It's
since-
February 4th, but
Well,
we'll take it. Dry
I'm
February.
doing dry months. You know what I mean?
Come on.
That's fire, kid.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations,
So, thank
man.
you, bro. You know,
Sorry, I
figure-
just freaked out for a second.
Yeah, it's all right, guys. I figure I need to stop drinking before I text my baby mama something ill. You know, shit
Yeah,
like that.
you don't want
You
to
know,
do
when
that.
I drink, I start coming up with scenarios.
Don't give the judge anything.
Yeah, you don't need any. Yeah, you don't want anything to mess that up, man.
This brings me to my next point. Stick with your own people.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
You're out here dirtying up your bloodline for no reason.
Oh boy!
You trying to clean up your bloodline.
Yeah.
You wind up messing it up even more.
Yeah, I'm coming home. You know what I mean?
Bringing Ewok babies
Yeah.
into this world.
I need me a woman that can clean some collard greens in the kitchen sink and fry some chicken at the same time. I don't want to hear the yap about how overwhelmed the fuck you are. All right,
I'm
we all
coming up.
overwhelmed.
There's some redneck watchers like, I agree with that.
Stick to
That's
your
what I've
own
been saying
kind.
this whole goddamn time.
Finally, something I can relate to.
You and Elon Musk doing the Nazi salute.
Did you see Elon a couple weeks ago do the Elon? That
Oh, yeah.
He
said
did
it was
that?
the Roman salute at Trump's inauguration.
Is that what he tried to spin it
He
as?
said it's the Roman. I said this or the salute of fascism, which is what they can't even.
I know what I
They can't
saw.
even do that in Italy. It's illegal. So it's a crime
Oh
against the
yeah,
government.
yeah.
So
You can't do it in Germany either.
Yeah, so the fact that you're doing the Roman salute, where do you think it came from? Nazis weren't the first people. They didn't come up with that. They took it from another culture. Fucking moron. But
Wait,
it's
the
all right.
Nazis were also
Fascists.
cultural appropriators?
Of course.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of being a Nazi is that they're cultural appropriation.
They didn't even come up with this
They
genocide
didn't
on
even
their own.
come up with it? Just when you think they can't get any lower.
Right. You adopted genocide, bitch? No.
Oh shit.
What time? We got ready for questions?
In a minute, but I want to ask Lee about the new business.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
going on? So Lee's a hilarious stand-up comedian. Everybody should follow him.
Thank you, man. I
And then
appreciate
you got a new business going on too?
Yeah, so I'm owner of Hammer and Nails Ridgewood Grooming Shop for Guys. We're barbershop, manicure, pedicure, all guys, man cave. Guys come in, they get their little drink. They get their own TV with their own Bose headphones, and they get to enjoy the games while they get their service. We have beautiful women servicing them, and it's just a man cave for guys, and it's just a way because we don't want the stigma. There's no more stigma of dudes getting their nails done and stuff like that.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah.
you know, we service them.
How much do you charge for the champagne room?
We're not that kind of shop yet.
He's not a
But if business gets bad, we might have to.
I was gonna say they're servicing, but I can't get extra service. That makes sense. Keep it on the books for now.
Yeah,
Have you ever
we-
had a manicure pedicure, Phil?
I get a pedicure every 2 weeks.
Seriously?
Really?
I don't really.
You gotta
clip
come
my
up.
Nails, so I don't get my fingers
You guys
up.
got to come up.
I've
Seriously.
I've never had one in my life.
You've never had a pedicure?
Can I ask you something though?
Yes,
Do white people come to your place?
primarily.
Really?
Yeah, that's
'Cause
our
I
demographic.
feel
Our
like there's a
demographic is
stigma amongst white people not to men.
well, a lot of them
Hygiene
bite their
for y'all
nails.
is a touchy subject.
No, a lot of them bite their nails because they're rock climbers and they just have those fucking claws that just
they
bite
have
them.
those like fingers that are gigantic.
But metrosexual men aren't, they're come in all colors or
Okay.
something like that. So yeah, we
I don't
got white
even think
dudes.
I'm metro. I just think I know like your feet are your number one priority because without our feet as stand-up comedians, we have nothing. How can I be expected to do my job if my dogs is barking?
Yeah, you can't
Wow,
sit down.
yeah. I thought it was the jokes, but all this time, all I had to do was get a
feet.
pet.
It starts at the bottom.
George
Those
Carlin.
shots.
So you be having chicks at the lantern suck your toes? Is that what you was
I'm
doing?
not a fan of my toes because when I get pedicures, do you know how many times I've almost like literally roundhouse kicked Ming? Like when they do the foot
All right,
scrub,
let me ask you this.
I cannot handle
Let me ask you this. So when you go to a spot where women are.
It's all women.
Yeah. Do you feel comfortable not doing the pedicure, but actually other women getting service? Are there other dudes there?
No, I'm the only one.
See, that's
and I used to like be self-conscious about it when I was a younger gentleman, like my 20s. I thought it was some gay shit. Then as I got older, like the way I walk on clouds, I was like, I don't give a fuck who.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like, they nice. So and I got my headphones in.
Okay. Well, that's the thing that's what makes Hammer and Nail so dope, is because there's only dudes in there. Other dudes getting there, and there's women doing your feet, but you get to experience luxury.
I like that.
In your own, and you don't have to go there and feel uncomfortable with just other women looking at you. And we already have it where we're the only spot on most blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
now you in a spot where there's only women and you the only spot. It's kind of like it's
only
difficult
brother.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "What is you gonna clean up the place?" And I
Right,
just sit down, I'm
right.
like, "I'll take the deluxe, please. Extra high on the calves, Ming." Yeah, that's my jam.
That's fine.
You gotta get you.
I gotta get one. No, but I think that's
You
what
gotta
you
come
just
through.
explained
You
is the
gotta come
exact
through.
reason I never have.
They put your foot
First
in
of
those
all,
bags.
I've
Yes,
never
that's it.
known guys who have been like, "Hey, let's go get our
Feet done.
feet done."
Well, when they say it like
But
that, you
it's-
sound like a bitch. Hey,
Well,
let's go get
I mean,
our
no,
feet
but I
done.
think
Have you
might
had a
say
facial
that.
too? You ever had a facial?
I don't think so.
No. You ever had a facial?
Don't ever call it that for me.
No,
If you
I
ever got
call
your
it face treatments.
Face treatments,
But
yeah.
if you
ever
he's-
gotten a facial, it's wild.
Hey, yeah.
Can I just say that? Can I just say this? No and no.
No, both
Please
no.
don't ask me that. Have you
No,
ever-
we give face treatments too. So
face treatment.
Well, that's my point. I would go like maybe that's why
Yeah.
I never went, because it's like, it's in a nail salon.
Like if you're, because I'm gonna be
right,
honest. if
right.
a
I
man-
wouldn't do it either.
You'd be like pedicure.
I just haven't thought of it.
Yeah.
Like, why would I go into it?
Yeah, but like the thing is, even though I know me and my boys, we all get pedicures, we've never gone as a unit. Like, yo, you want to go get our toes done? That right there would make me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah,
You go
Like,
solo.
yeah. Just hey, man.
No.
If we happen to be there at the same time, so be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't ever act like we're gonna go get our nails done.
It was like when
and then we
Titanic
gonna go
came
get
out.
some foot-
You didn't
went
go
to
with
see it
other
with your
guys. You went
boys.
to see it,
You
but
went-
you didn't go with your boys.
Yeah, you sat in. Well, I forgot you're much older than me. I was.
You just sat
Are
and
you?
cried by yourself in
I
a
was
movie
9,
theater.
so I didn't. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh.
It came out.
Oh my god.
It came out in '97.
Nice. I would have been 15.
Wow, Turner.
15 and 97.
Yeah.
God damn.
24.
I was like 25 in
Oh my God. 3 generations.
Look at that.
That's crazy. 97 being 15 years old. So you remember, like, you grew up with no phone.
I didn't have a cell phone till I was 1 year out of college. 23.
That is crazy.
When I was growing up, we had to pay our beeper bills in the store.
you had to go.
You had to go to the store to pay your bill, like the way people do it now,
Yeah.
like how Mexicans pay their public service and electric bill.
Yeah.
We had to go to the store and do it.
Mexicans do go to the
Are
building.
you talking
to
about the
pay
pawn
for
shop?
bills.
Or are you talking about like the Con Edison
The Con
building?
Edison,
Yeah.
They actually do go to the building. You know what's crazy? I remember seeing that. I was like, why don't they just send it in? I never understood.
When we were renewing my wife's green card, I had to go down to the Con Edison building. It was a 3-hour line to get to the front of, because I had to change my name. We had to change our address and put everything on the same. There's hundreds of people
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I'm like,
There's-
these all psychos pay it in
El
person.
Jefe.
Pay.
They're going down every month.
Well, that's the problem too, is that they want to make sure that shit is paid.
Yeah,
They
because
don't.
they don't want a paper trail, but they need
Right.
to see it. Go
They
to
need
the
to.
lady.
Yeah. They
And
don't.
even the beeper, then you had to go find a phone.
Did you
right.
have a beeper by
Well,
chance?
pay
No,
phones.
I wanted a beeper so bad as a kid. I remember I was in kindergarten, and my mom said, only doctors and drug dealers
That's
have
what my
beepers,
mom
and
said.
you're neither.
Yeah, same. Doctors
Really?
and drug dealers. That's why I couldn't have one.
I had a
growing up.
beeper and a cell phone.
You go, I was
had
like,
a
what were
flip
you
phone.
doing?
Doctor and a drug
I was a doctor.
So what were you doing?
street doctor.
I was a doctor.
She was like, hood pharmaceuticals and shit. That's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with any of that stuff. And I remember even when I got my phone, like, I was the slowest texter of all time.
Yeah.
People would text me, and I'd be like, I'd be pissed that I got a text because it would take 10 minutes to text
I
back.
remember I loved getting a text. It was like the coolest. And then I got the T9 down. I was moving. I'd be in class with it under the desk.
Wow.
It was nice.
In class, yeah, there was no one.
Well, of course, before the cell phone, but the best we had was, you remember the TI-83 calculators?
Of course.
I had Mario. I had
Drug
Free
Wars?
Fall,
Did you guys have
like,
Drug Wars?
The game?
Yeah.
Drug Wars was such a good game. I had that shit on my BlackBerry, dog.
That was our version
so
of,
nice.
Of having a phone.
Really?
Was just playing on your
playing that
calculator.
game. Got me
Yeah.
through pre-calculus, made a C.
I was so good at that game. Yeah.
Where-
Drug Wars.
Lee, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the Bronx, and I moved to Jersey. I moved back and forth between Jersey and the Bronx. So I was all
During
over the
high
Bronx.
school and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to high school in Jersey, and then as soon as I finished high school, I moved back to the Bronx.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you remember, like, being in the 90s, like you said, you were, I guess 45. Do you remember when Jordans first came, like, the retros? Like, everybody was like, feel like, to actually go get a pair of retros.
That they first came
when Jordan
back
was
out.
wearing them?
When Jordan was
Like, in the 90s when they were releasing. He was like,
Oh,
people
yeah,
were
they
just, like, killed.
I remember
yes,
that.
those were the best sneakers. Michael Jordan was just like everything to everybody. Like
Right.
people wanted to be like.
So were y'all, like, sitting
literally.
outside a Foot Locker to get them, like, back then? Like, how did that?
I don't know. I couldn't afford them.
Yeah,
Okay.
no one could afford it. I grew up in a.
And they were only 125 back then.
Was that it?
Yeah.
They were like $100.
Can I tell you that I
Nobody
grew up in
could-
a
Nobody could afford
suburban, relatively wealthy town, but Sacramento wealthy, which is not that wealthy. And the only kid in my school who had Jordans, his parents literally won the lottery.
Wow.
And then when they won the lottery, he got Jordans. No one else had them.
Which is that, and that's the thing that you said that because I remember, I think they were like, because when I remember when they went up to 150, people were freaking out, but they were only like 120.
They were only like
Yeah, but that was a
$100.
crazy amount of money.
It
for
was.
a pair of tennis
Shoes were
Yeah.
like $35.
Right. Yeah. And they East Bay used to have these
The East Bay
magazines.
magazine. I used to
yeah.
go through as a
Yeah.
kid in circle.
Yeah,
all of
I'm
them
gonna
on
get
one-
these. Yeah, those were goals for those are original vision. Those are black kids' vision boards.
I want these.
What were the best? What were the best you guys had? Best sneakers you guys had growing up? Basketball shoes.
I don't even remember.
Oh
Damn.
my god! Because my dad was a college coach, so I
Oh.
always wore the team shoes.
yeah.
I didn't realize the Iversons, the Answers were the best college basketball school. 'Cause,
Really?
They were wearing them. They were Reebok school. The Iversons, the Answers were probably.
Yeah, I don't
really
even
good.
remember what sneakers I had growing. I had a pair of J's, I'm sure, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
I had a pair of Penny Hardways too. I loved the.
Those were good.
Remember
I
they had
remember
the
those.
remember the commercial
I
where
was
they had the little homie.
the little penny.
Little
Little
Penny.
Penny.
with Spike Lee.
Chris
Yes. Oh, no.
Chris Rock
Oh, Chris
did.
Rock.
Chris Rock did.
Rock.
Yeah.
He was-
I
Spike
think I
Lee
had
was
a pair of
directing.
those.
I think the
Was he in the
commercials.
Jordan ones?
No, yeah. Spike Lee did the Jordan commercials,
That's what I was thinking of.
which was fire.
And I think those were $70, and my mom was like, "That's all you getting." Yeah, I think those were like $70.
Yeah.
yeah, the Jordans were
Can I
just
tell
the
you
greatest
which ones
sneaker
I had?
ever.
The Shaqs.
You never even heard of these brand. ITZ, In the Zone, Bobby Hurley shoes.
You had Bobby Hurley.
Bobby Hurley.
He
Did
played for
Bobby
the
Hurley?
Sacramento
Bobby
Kings.
Hurley had a shoe.
Did he even make the league?
He played for the Kings for like 3 weeks, and then he got in a car accident.
Oh shit!
And he was out for a year and a
That was
half.
a great coach.
And he came back for like 6 more weeks, and that was
That's
it.
the story of every Duke point guard. Like Jason Williams got into a motorcycle.
Oh, you're
accident.
right. He was supposed to be so cold. He was going to be so cold. Yeah.
No, his brother's the coach. He might be a coach too.
Bobby
His
Hurley-
brother's the
Bobby
real
Hurley.
good one.
Okay,
Danny
yeah.
Hurley.
Dan
Yeah.
Hurley.
Danny
Bobby-
Hurley. Yeah. He won the chip last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Hurley coached him.
The shoes
Buffalo, I
were
think it is.
garbage.
So that was basically like having
My
a pair
feet
of
hurt.
Baller brand shoes at the time. You had like the Baller brand. Like
Yeah. They were they were those. My feet hurt the entire time.
I would have definitely preferred the Shaqs over that shit.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Looking
we
back.
know Shaq.
You know, Patrick Ewing had his own shoe.
Yeah.
And they were awful.
They look
They look
terrible.
like moon boots.
And people still rock them to
People,
this day.
yeah,
They're
people
coming
like for
back
the
with them.
nostalgia, but
They're
them shits were
terrible.
awful. Yeah, I don't fuck with Patrick Ewing. That's why I'm glad his shoes suck.
How would you not? You're a Knicks fan.
I'm a Knicks fan, but when I was 11 years old, and I tell this story all the time. When I was 11 years old, I went to a Knicks game and asked him for an autograph, and he was like, "Nah, fuck out of here." Basically,
to a kid.
I was I was 11 at the time, or maybe even younger. I might have been younger, but yeah, he was like, "No."
No. That'll do it.
That's not my worst encounter though. My worst encounter was Bo Jackson. That's why I fuck his sneakers too.
Bo Jackson was an asshole?
Bo Jackson. So when I was a kid, we used to be by the hole playing basketball right next to Yankee Stadium. So every time the Yankees had a game, we would be lined up in the entrance because the parking lot was right near the basketball court. So we would stand on the side. Phil Rizzuto, one of the best people ever, used to stand and take pictures and autographs and all that stuff with all the fans. Bo Jackson was coming in and I was in the way. He was like, "You better get out of my way before I punch you in the face." I was a kid at the time.
What?
On Everything I Love, B.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, yeah.
Bo
On
knows
the
best.
entrance, so yeah.
That's crazy.
What level of is it narcissism or what to be able to say that to a child?
Right.
What level of celebrity? Not even celebrity, because
Yeah.
there's nice celebrities.
Yep.
Just jaded by society,
Yeah,
right?
she saw
So
badass
those two, I've never forgot that.
No,
Yeah,
I'll never
shit
forget.
like that.
I'll
That's
never
the end
forget
of
that.
fandom for those people.
Yeah, those people that I wanted Patrick Ewing to succeed, but when he did the finger roll and miss, I was like, that's what you get.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh,
ass
oh,
motherfucker. Right, it makes sense. Damn.
That's brutal.
I wish it was white people that did this to me so I could celebrate it in, Black History Month. I could be like, yo, this is why.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I got a great Kenny Smith story.
Go ahead.
You want to hear that?
Kenny the Jet?
Kenny the Jet played for the Sacramento Kings when I was a kid. One summer, I got to go to his week-long basketball camp. You know how they have those basketball camps? 4 months later, my dad takes me to a game, and my dad's friend's like, hey, didn't you go to Kenny Smith basketball camp? They're in warm-ups. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, go down and say hi to him. I'm like, no. He's like, I'll give you $10 if you go say hi to him. So I'm like, okay. So I run down there. As I'm coming down, he's shooting. He looks at me, and Kenny Smith from the court, and he goes, Turner, what's
No
up?
shit.
Come down here.
Wow. That's fire.
Came over, said hi to my dad, said hi to me.
I thought you were about to have a story like him. He
No.
brought you on the court.
This is a
That's
positive
fire.
story,
Yeah.
That's
right?
fire.
And then I've been a Left Rack City, Queens. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of his.
One of the greatest
ever
point
since.
guards, New York City point guards. I mean, he won't say it, but he's one of the greatest New
Right?
York City
See, it's
point guards.
because that's
ever.
before my time. I remember seeing highlights from the Rockets stuff. But my dad went to North Carolina. He said, Phil, Kenny was one of the coldest.
Kenny
He
was
like, Phil,
cold.
my dad went to
UNC.
Carolina with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
UNC. He was like, Phil, that man could play.
Yeah. Like Kenny Anderson probably looked up to him, and
Really?
Kenny Anderson lived with him.
Yeah.
His Kenny Smith's family was like, I don't know, whatever. Kenny Anderson was having a tough time. He moved in with his family.
That's fire.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
When he was
and
in high school.
all these kids who New York City point guards looked up to Kenny Anderson, and Kenny Anderson looked up to the people before him. So, yeah, it's a bunch of legends. I will say a good story. Unfortunately, there's a white ball player that I have a good story about.
We can save this part for White History Month.
For White History Month.
Whenever that was it, St. Patrick's Day.
That's
That's every month. That's the 11 months.
The 11 other.
All right, should we get to our black and white advice questions?
Yeah, I think we got some good ones this week, don't we?
We got a lot. We'll be right back after the break, everybody, with your black and white advice questions and answers. Stick around.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
All right, we're back with your black and white advice questions and answers. The first question comes from Jackson in Washington Heights. He says, I'm a 38-year-old white guy. I don't usually give money to homeless people on the subway, but if I did, I think I would give money to migrant families first, then probably black or brown people, and then at the bottom would definitely be white people. I'm not including Asians because I don't remember ever seeing an Asian homeless person on the subway. How would you guys rank people?
I like this question. Number one, you ain't looking hard enough. You ain't never seen no Asians because there's one right by the pizza place on 25th and 6th.
Shout out.
But I'm with you on that.
Shout out to the Asian lady on 25th and 6th.
She's a listener.
Right. But I'm with you. White people are at the bottom of my totem pole when it comes to homeless money.
Yeah.
Because when I see white homelessness, it irritates me. Because I'm like, what a waste of good skin.
Nah.
You had every opportunity to make something of yourself, and you're out here.
I disagree.
You really?
I would go to the white people first because they have an opportunity to do something with that money.
You think they got a better chance of
I
flipping
think
it?
they can fucking flip that shit. They can make a comeback. That's a
think
good
you're gonna be a
story.
part of their
Yes,
comeback?
yes, that's going to be a good story. They make it rich and then they come back and be like, "I remember you because you was the only brother that gave me money, and now I'm gonna hook you up." Yeah, you got to go white people
So
first.
this is like you're
though.
playing the long game.
Yeah, you just
I see. It's
you
an
give
investment.
It,
You see it as an investment.
It's it's like investing in
You won't
Bitcoin
even-
in the
you won't
90s.
even invest in your,
In the 90s. They hadn't even invented the internet yet. You're already at Bitcoin.
damn. So you ain't even investing in your own community.
Scared money don't make money.
Oh
yeah.
my
Hey.
God. That's crazy.
Happy Black History Month.
Give the money to the white man
Give it
first.
to the white, they'll give it back. Can I tell you that I agree. I would give it to white people last. But I've noticed black people on the subway are usually the only ones who give to white people.
Really?
At least in this neighborhood. I'm in Brooklyn. You will not see a white person in Brooklyn give money to another white person on a subway.
You know why I wouldn't give money to a white person? Because there's no entertainment after you give them money.
Yeah, they're not
That's
going
a
to
good
work
point.
for it. They're not going to
They're
work
not
for
going to
it.
do anything for it.
There's
Black people, they're going to give you the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to say something funny or they're going to dance or they're going to sing a tune and they're going to, you know, that's why we do comedy, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of white homeless people like swinging from the.
Not a lot. I've never
You
seen
know
one.
what I mean?
I've never seen one. I've never seen.
on the subway.
But if you invest in their future, maybe they'll fucking take some dance class, be
You
able to
think
afford
that's
some
what they-
dance
and then they're
classes.
like-
I would pay for that. A
To-
white
to
guy
see a white Showtime?
breakdancing.
Yes.
Showtime.
It's not unusual to
Doing ballroom dancing.
Oh my god.
be doing the waltz on the subway.
Square dancing.
Nah, I think that's why
Hey man,
I would feel good.
Joe. I've been doing it a long time ago.
I think that's like if I saw a white dude. Yeah, I mean I could see black people giving. I don't know. I could see
you
it making me
noticed
feel good. Like if I saw a white dude like really struggling and I like flip a quarter to him, like don't spend it all in one place.
throw it on the ground.
Hold on to that.
Just flick it. That would be so cold-blooded. I think I'd only do that during February.
Dance.
Only during February. That'd be my Black History Month. Like, yeah, bitch, pick it up.
I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding. The only people I see, black people give money to white people on subways. No one else does. I think that that might be something to do with it.
Interesting.
As
I might just want to hold a box of chicken from like, what are you willing to do?
Oh my god.
What are you willing to do?
I'm
That's
definitely
crazy.
migrants number one. Like the migrant with the kid. With the people you can tell they just got here. You know what I mean?
I always give money
Yeah,
to
but they're
kids,
not-
the little migrant kids with
Yeah.
the candy. I feel so bad for them.
Nah, I ain't giving. There ain't that many basketball teams in the world.
No,
dog.
they don't
No,
come
no,
with
no,
that.
no,
I'm
no.
talking about the little Spanish
like the
boys
4-year-olds.
with the whole candy tray.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
Skittles.
yeah.
I just literally, I'll throw him like $3.
But they
and
working.
Like,
They working though. You're not gonna see a migrant family that's not working.
No,
they
they
hustling.
work.
They
They
making
work.
churros or some shit like that. They making.
Have y'all ever tried one of them churros down
Nah, I
there?
don't
I've
like
been
that shit.
afraid because I don't know what their house look like. I just assume it's roaches. Like, where are y'all doing the dough? You know what I'm saying?
Outside. What you mean? They don't
Where
even
they-
have their homeless dog. They do it on the
making
cart.
churros
They're making churros
outside?
on the cart. dog.
I've never tried one, but I'm like, I know their house got to be.
Wait, you
dirty.
mean in general you never tried a churro?
No, I'm talking about the ones that they sell in the subways, like the
Oh,
ladies.
I haven't. Not yet. I gotta.
You've been here 13 years. What are you talking about? Not yet.
No, there's got to be like a churro
new.
factory that supplies
You
all
think so?
of
You
the
don't think they're
people with
hand-rolling
cars.
those and
I don't
frying
think they're
them
doing
up?
themselves. There's
like
one
they
dude that came early and he started a churro
You
factory.
think they got a
and
bakery
that's
somewhere
a
and
distribution.
they just line up
yes.
every morning? They get their bag of
Yes.
churros.
That
Yes,
must be
yes.
the case.
Yeah.
It's like a newspaper factory, but with churros.
Right, exactly.
That's fire.
Yeah.
If there was a really good churro lady, I think you would sell out. She'd be like a rich person in New York City. Do you know what I mean? If there was one that tasted better, homemade.
How would
They
you know?
all taste the same.
Really?
They all taste the same.
What
It's
are
coming
those
from the
little
same
things that-
factory.
what are those things that they be selling in the bags that they look like wheels? You know what I'm talking about? Are those Funyuns?
I don't know.
In a
Cocaine.
plastic
In the
bag.
plastic, you know what I'm talking about? The little circle joints that look like rims?
I think they're like, is that pork rinds?
Those aren't pork rinds because I love pork. What do you know that?
I'm gonna find out for you guys.
Because
there we go.
I think
What
they're
you gonna
like
do? You gonna go to
Funyuns.
42nd Street in Grand
Fact check
Central?
At the end of the
Fact check.
show, we
Yeah.
do white lies and dark truth.
Oh,
He's
okay.
getting
So if
anything
you're lying about anything,
All right, all
finds
right.
out. Yeah, it's
coming out.
I've always wondered what those were. I was too afraid to try them, but they're like,
Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything off those cards. Ever.
you're not supporting the.
Nah, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not buying that shit.
It does look like a quick trip of Ebola for sure. though.
It's like I would give them money, but I wouldn't want the product. It's like giving a stripper $1 so she can go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, take this and don't come
You know
back.
what's crazy though? I have tried the fruit.
You
I
have?
was starving
No,
one
wait,
time.
that's crazier than the churros.
That's wild. You're a wild boy.
Just
yeah.
loose fruit on the subway.
No,
Subway
they're
fruit.
in the cup and they got the tahini on them with the red sauce. And I was like, I was a visitor. I was a tourist. I had just moved here. I was like, that fruit looks really good. And I was starving.
That shit
Are you talking
dry
about the
as
candy
hell.
coated?
Yeah, it was dry as fuck.
Yeah,
The
it's dry
mangoes
as hell
was
because it's
so
been
dry.
sitting there for 6 weeks. Dog. Nobody's been buying
Any
that shit
food
for
that's
6
like
weeks.
living in the wild in the subway system.
Yeah,
I'm out.
it's-
I didn't know I was
out.
new here. I was new here and I was so hungry. I was so hungry. And it was like, it's mango. How bad could it be?
Nah, that bag has got to be vacuum sealed. Let me try this shit.
I carry nothing unopened for sure. You know, that's a rule of thumb in the subway. If it's not vacuum sealed, then don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't buy anything in the subway. Dog.
Okay, so we answered this question.
We did. Next question. This one is from Drew in Detroit. He says, Drew's, I was going to say he's a Patreon subscriber. He hasn't subscribed yet. Subscribe, Drew.
Subscribe,
You
Drew.
write questions in. Yeah, he writes questions in all the time.
Do they put their address on there?
Oh, I know this guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy
Oh,
I know
Drew, you
personally.
cheap son of a bitch. Stop We're not gonna answer any more questions till you subscribe.
Yeah,
All right,
word.
we'll skip that one for this
Yeah,
week.
but yeah, since he
No, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to
All right, you
hear.
get one more. You
This
get
is
one
Lee.
more.
This is Lee saying
This is
vouchers
for
for
Lee.
you.
I want to do this so you can subscribe, dog.
Give us your money.
Subscribe before we come out to Detroit.
There we go. We're coming.
We
What
gonna
if
he
we just showed up
gonna
at
he
his
gonna
door?
do crowd surfing and we gonna fuck you up, Drew.
What if this is how we get our patrons?
Not just bullying them.
Bully them in.
You just gonna knock on the door like, where's that 20?
We have time on our hands. We will go door to door.
Yeah, word.
Until we hit our goals.
We'll book some shows out there
It's
too
like
while we're at it.
Most
But-
aggressive Girl Scout cookie sales.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That would be that's a funny sketch.
Yeah.
That's a funny
Subscribe to
ass.
my Patreon.
That's
now.
a funny ass sketch.
We got different tiers. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Which one you gonna be?
Yeah, exactly.
We can do this the easy way. Or
Or
the
we
hard
can
way.
do it the hard way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, Drew in Detroit. He says I'm a huge introvert and white. I have noticed that when white people go out, they tend to drink their craft beer and only converse with the people they came to the bar with. On the other hand, when I go out with a few friends to a bar that is predominantly black, I notice that everyone is talking to everyone, and people who are strangers get into long conversations. What tips do you have that can help me be more outgoing and relaxed in these situations?
Wait.
First of all, is any of that true?
I didn't think so. I'm about to say, matter of fact,
No.
we definitely don't just walk up and talk to random groups of black
Yeah.
people in a bar.
Nah, we don't. But
that
we
ain't what we do.
if we in a black bar and there's white people, you want to know how they got there.
Oh,
We're talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah,
As,
like-
did you bring the white boy?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't bring. Okay, so he's a cop.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He's definitely the feds.
Yeah. So he's not with you neither.
Which one of you are holding something that
Yeah,
could get us a charge?
Yo, he's like, "What's up, Jamal? You got any reefer?" Fuck no. Fuck, that's the feds. Yeah, no.
So what Drew's experiencing is he thinks people are coming up to him being friendly. Actually, they're just like,
They're all talking about why is Drew here?
Why is
him
Drew
out?
there? Yeah.
Why is Drew here unaccompanied?
And he should feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
He
okay.
should.
An unaccompanied white male in a black establishment.
yeah.
What has happened?
So the idea of how does he feel more comfortable? There is no way. He should not feel.
go-
You should buy everybody a shot in that bitch. Break the ice.
There you go.
That's the one way. If you buy, hey man, listen, I'm new. I just
new in
pulled
this
up in
town.
here. That's the way you
Yeah.
got to do it.
Yeah.
When you're a lost white guy, we are a lot more friendly than you walking in comfortable like this your shit.
Right.
But people like, dude, they told me they had chicken wings here. I walked in here.
Oh, shit.
And then they like, oh shit. He was like, yeah. He was like, so I'm just gonna hang and eat these wings, man. And then black people like, oh shit. Don't say I heard they got. And you'll be like, yo, I just was looking for some wings, watch the game, and show me here. And then they're like, oh, you ain't never been here before? So either he's going to make friends or he's going to get robbed. But either way, they're going to let
Nah,
him.
he's gonna make friends.
Probably make
Nah,
friends.
if Mormons can show up to the hood in fucking in shirts and
that happen?
ties.
The Jehovah's Witnesses?
Nah,
No,
the Mormons, like, they go to old lady's house and they help them out and shit like that. They come to the hood all the time.
Do they?
And they get they're untouched and unfazed.
Well, we don't play about God now. Black people, we know him enough. We one of God's people.
sure.
That's just a level of
sure.
karma we don't need. So
Yeah.
we're going to let you slide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole tie and the book bag, we're like,
So,
this some God's
so if he's gonna go to a black bar, wear a short sleeve collared shirt
In
With a
Detroit.
tie.
and a tie
With
in
a tie.
Detroit. Yeah.
Dress up like a Mormon.
Yeah.
Brother Drew.
Have you heard about Jehovah?
Hey Jamal.
Wait, so people, because Mormons go on missions. I grew up with a lot of Mormons, but usually their mission is like they go for 2 years to Peru and try to convert people to Mormonism.
Right, but
do
they
it
got to
through
get their
that.
start. It's like open mics. The hood is their open mic.
The hood is their open mic. And once you body the hood, they're like,
go to Peru.
he's
We
ready
can-
for
he's ready for
They go
Bolivia.
to the Bronx first.
He's ready for the jungle now, the real jungle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Next question. This is Mark in Phoenix. He goes, I got a sports question. I'm white, and I've noticed whenever announcers in football call someone a possession receiver or a good route runner, they are talking about a white guy.
Yes.
He says it's sort of annoying. It doesn't make me mad, but it just is predictable. What are the code words they use for black players, and does that annoy any of you guys?
Extremely athletic.
Yeah,
He's a
extremely athletic.
monster.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate when they be like, that monkey runs fast.
That is the
Bob
fastest
Costas.
baboon we've ever seen.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. No, it's always about our athleticism. It's
Athleticism,
never
yeah.
about our mind and
Yeah.
how we think the game. It's always, wow, what an athlete to be able to get out of that. when it's Josh Allen, it's always he's just so tactical.
Right.
And
He has a high IQ. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get you on that.
But you know what? It could be, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. It could be that they know that the white guy is not athletic.
No, it's code for he's slow.
Right,
And they go, he
right.
runs good
And they don't
routes.
want to offend. So they're using the code words are actually for the white dudes.
Really, I actually like that.
Yeah.
See, that's
I think it's pretty obvious when you're watching through like a white lens that
Right.
literally every single white guy they just assume is slow.
But
Even
the
if
problem
they-
is that they use both terms for Patrick Mahomes because he's half black and
Yeah.
half
Do they?
white.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
like,
you get the best of both.
he's so fast and heady.
Can I tell you that from this back onto this question? I think the first time I was like really aware of this, that these like the announcers playing race, was. Do you remember the Syracuse national championship team?
with Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony,
Yes.
Jerry McNamara, Hakeem Warwick,
Yeah.
right? And they made the biggest deal out of Jerry McNamara's
McNamara, yeah.
family. And the whole town of Scranton, PA. And they'd be like, oh, the scrappy kid from Scranton,
Right,
PA.
right.
Look at him. Oh, he's such a warrior. He's such a lockdown.
Because he can play with all black
He
people.
tries so hard.
Right.
And every time he made a shot, they would cut to the whole town of Scranton, PA at the community center. Like, yay!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, Carmelo's the MVP of the team.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're never
From West Baltimore.
They're never
From
cutting
West
to
Baltimore,
Baltimore.
Yeah, ever.
And they're
Because
never-
it's expected of him.
They're never talking about his family. They're never
Yeah.
talking about how hard he plays.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They didn't
That's-
talk about his family. I mean, they probably
I
did, but
understand
it was
tough.
kind of like he was. If you're not raised by a single mom, they won't
It's
mention
not a
that. single
storyline
mom.
where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you had multiple mentors and shit. No, they want a story. Mom sold pussy.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Grandma raised it. Dad was a drug
Grandma-
dealer. Got
yes,
shot.
yeah,
They're like, now we can show this.
Yeah,
It's like
dad
the only
is
way
in
to get on
prison.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, exactly. They want they need a story to exploit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's too wholesome, it's like, well, this doesn't.
That's why Bobby Hurley was such a big deal. Like I remember, his dad and being the scrappy son of a coach.
Yeah.
But
St. Anthony's.
But when UNLV played them, they were fucking going crazy and dunking all over his little ass.
Stacey Augmon.
Yeah, Stacey Augmon,
Yeah.
Larry Johnson, the
Oh,
best basketball team.
91 when they won the national championship.
UNLV was the best basketball team ever.
Yeah, Graham Anthony.
Yeah.
Really, they were that cold.
Yeah,
back then.
They
tooled
were
on-
cold,
they
dude.
tooled on because he was like a hardworking
Yeah,
kid
it's
from
scrappy
wherever,
from
New
Jersey City.
Where did he play?
He played at Jersey City. His dad was a coach in Jersey City.
No, where did he play college?
Duke. Duke.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I was thinking. Okay, gotcha.
All right, one more question. We'll do one more. This is from Charlie in El Paso, Texas. He says, my friend claims he reads a lot, but it turns out it's all audiobooks.
Yeah.
I don't know if
doesn't-
you said that on the air or not on the air. He goes, I told him that audiobooks don't count as reading, and he said I'm ableist for saying that. Please settle this for me and my friend. We're both listeners to your show.
First of all, I don't know what ableist means, but it's not reading. It's not reading. You can't read if you're listening to an audio. What I'll do sometimes is I'll like have the book open and listening to the audiobook, and that's kind of reading, right? Because it's
That's not a bad
fucking.
idea.
But listening to books, that's not reading.
So you don't think your brain gets as much work out doing an
That's
audiobook
not-
versus
that's not
actually
reading.
I mean, it's like saying I agree with you. I think these people who like I don't think you should be able to quote something from a podcast, except ours. But every other podcast I learned, and then you heard it on it like Joe Rogan or something.
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
learn shit.
Right, they don't have Joe fact checking on there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's all lies.
It's only except for this show.
yeah, right.
This is the only one that does fact checking.
check,
Yeah.
yeah.
All the more reason to subscribe to the Patreon.
Even
yeah.
after Zuckerberg said he was
Patreon.com.
done with doing fact checking, we were like, we're gonna keep it going.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
We
not
got you.
fucking around.
Exactly.
So no, it's not reading. You're not really reading, dog. Pick up a book. Stop being a bitch.
There you go. I think that's it.
That's it. That's what we end on.
That's it. And now the last thing we got to get to. By the way, ableist means that I think he means that it's if you force people to read, like blind people can't read. I had to look up what they were even talking about, and that was it.
Oh, I see.
So blind people have to listen, but if you're not blind,
Like, oh,
Right, right,
gotcha.
right.
Okay.
if you're not blind, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, now lastly, Joe Muscle Russell, white lies and dark truths. What did we get right? What did we get wrong today?
All right. Well, so you guys were talking about the homeless and the different races of homeless, and one of you said that there's
What
no.
a show! What a show!
We had a homeless poll, dude.
One of you were talking about how there's no Asian homeless, and I looked it up. The reason there's no Asian homeless is because they can magically turn soda cans into money.
Oh boy! Oh no!
So true. They have so many cans and 10 cents a pop. They get a hotel room.
Can I tell you something? So I lived in China for 12 years. And the old Chinese women over there, I almost said Asian. They are Chinese if you're in China. The old Chinese women also collect soda cans.
Even over there.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a family pastime.
Yeah.
So it's a family pastime. Not only that, I'm almost positive these are not the children of the Chinese women in China. These are the exact women.
No
the
shit.
exact grandmas.
They've expanded their empire.
They just moved
to
here.
America.
Their kids maybe went to NYU and were like, Mom, you're moving over. You're going to retire. But you can't get it out of your blood. If somebody's
Imagine,
like, no.
imagine going to NYU with a bunch of cans. Like, all right, this is how we gonna pay for you.
Walks into admissions with just literally 2 tons of aluminum.
I'm not kidding you. I know
Oh,
people.
shit,
I know
dude.
Chinese Americans who they're like, I can't get my mom to stop collecting cans. I'm like, Mom, I make a good living.
That-
We don't need to do this. She's like, I like it. That's what I do.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Connects me
That's
to
so
the
funny.
people.
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing is actually, this is an actual fact here. You asked what were those little Mexican chips, right?
Yeah.
They're called Mexican wagon wheels or pinwheels, known as duros de harina, and they're a popular Mexican snack made of puffed wheat, often flavored with chili and lemon. I've had one before, and they pretty much taste like communion wafers. Like it's that kind of taste.
Okay.
It's pretty awful.
But chili,
It's pretty awful.
but chili lemon communion wafer sounds good.
Sure.
I mean, it sounds better than communion wafer.
if you think so. Yeah, they didn't look like something I'd buy, but I was just wondering. I didn't know if they were pork rinds or if they were Funyuns.
Yeah, no, don't get them.
I wouldn't. Gotcha.
Spicy body of Christ.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
All right. That's the show, everybody, except if you're a Patreon subscriber. If you're not, go subscribe right now and hang out for the end of the show. Otherwise, everybody else, we'll see you next week. Stay black. Patreon subscribers, stick around. This is the show you're on now.
Hey, black. That's so funny, dude.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're all